It's recording now. Hello, Meno. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Beautiful Sunday over here. We had a crazy week. We had some really bad rains, but
Mhm.
we've had some good weather for 3 days in a row. So hopefully I won't jinx it. Let me knock on wood. But it's
Oh,
been pretty good for 3 days now.
the weather
uh,
here is starting to be more hot and some rains now and then, but not. The rain started really until June here.
Here it rains all year round, but there's like a normal rain that that you can survive, I guess. And there's what I would call flash floods because you'll get, I don't know, maybe 10 inches of rain in an hour, something
Mhm.
ridiculous like
Oh,
that. I
okay.
might be exaggerating, and they're not predictable, so it makes it really crazy because the weather apps don't work, and according to the research I did, it has to do with the currents and us being so close to the ocean. So a storm brews on top of the ocean, and
Mhm.
and the wind just blows it over here, and there's no way to predict that. Apparently, I mean that's what I found. But yeah, it can be, and you can't be ready for it. How are you going to be ready for it? I mean, you got to
Mhm.
live on a boat.
It's a surprise.
Surprise, surprise! Screw your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this week is going to be, this hangout might be a little shorter than the ones we've done before because it's
Hmm.
just going to be me and Eddie. Tip Fox has a vegan pizza appointment, as far as I know,
Hmm. But he
and
said, well, vegan or non-vegan, I'm not sure.
well, he said vegan. Tip
Hmm.
Fox is a vegan. I don't know if you knew that.
Hmm. Oh, yeah,
Thank you so much,
that's
Tyler.
true. Hmm.
So yeah, so he has a pizza appointment. He said. And then Queso has been busy with other stuff. I think Queso is out and about looking for work, which is obviously more than okay. But
Hmm.
I haven't seen Queso in the chat even for the whole week, except for some comments he made regarding the RSS. I guess we can talk about that for a minute too. But yeah, we do have some updates and some stuff to share. There's like a big little, not big, I guess. I'm not going to call it big, but I think it's an important project that we just released. Eddie helped me launch it the other day. And
Hmm.
you want to talk about it, Eddie, a little bit of
Yeah,
what we are doing, what the plan?
yeah. The my own page is a pretty cool way to have your own little landing page, or now also for business and for even for e-commerce. But it's a it's something very cool because now you can just with your Hive account you log in with Kitchen and you get like a subdomain, and in that subdomain you can build several pages. We have like 10 different templates, right? That you can choose from portfolio, like art portfolio, like music, a regular blog. You can pull the feed from your Hive blog. You can also, if you're a witness, you can also share the stats of your witness and like all the your last blog and all that stuff. The description of the witness, I think, and the what else? The in what version are you running on the witness? All that, and also what what we did that was something of a challenge, but now with cloud and also with warp, it was not that difficult. I think I spent maybe an hour checking that. We made because we have the snappy.io domain, but we
Hmm.
had to put like all the subdomains. So we have to put like all the subdomains, and all the subdomains have to have SSL certificates. So we made like a wildcard domain for that, and it's a different kind of Nginx configuration. So first with cloud, I made the plan on how to do it, and then with warp now inside the one of the servers that we have, we made the configuration, and it was successful. We I had to because for that we're using Cloudflare. I had to create an API on Cloudflare for that, I don't know if
Mhm.
you saw that in the document, right? So I have
Yeah,
to create.
that's right.
I went step by step, and I had to create an API for cloud in order to do that. And it was a bit of a challenge because it's the first time that I do something like that big. I had done Nginx configurations in the past, which are not that difficult, but this was kind of special for for that. And at the end it worked, and we started asking the community for delegations. Well, we asked for delegation before, but now for this is like another use case for the delegations, and now we have over in total over 10,000 high power with the Mantequilla Soft account. So it's growing.
It's working.
It's,
Yeah, I'm really happy about this project. I think you and I were discussing it maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago
mhm,
when I first started thinking of the idea. And although we were thinking about doing some sort of pricing for stuff, and this came about because my wife has a presence website, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's such a common thing. People need a presence website, a website,
mhm,
for maybe to share your links, kind of like Linktree, but it also could
mhm.
be your CV. For example, like
Oh yeah, you can also do that.
yeah, you could host it on CV. It's going to look more professional if you have your own subdomain and CV, and then you can maybe link there some of the things that you've done, so they can go check them
Mhm,
out and stuff. I think it's a lot cooler than sending somebody a PDF. More so if you're using Hive components, so that you can maybe share a
mhm,
video where you talk about stuff.
mhm,
Uh, uh, Maybe you can also share your blog feed if it's like a development blog. So all that stuff is already done. I don't know if I told you this, but I should. I just don't know how to pronounce it. If you want to look up the name for me, that would be amazing.
mhm,
But the all the Hive components, well, the exceptional last three that I put in there, I didn't do from scratch. Because when I was making this thing, I remembered there's a guy. I want to say he belongs to the Hive, the B Devs, the B Devs, which is a group of developers that
mhm.
I think they've been around for only a couple of years, and they're doing like a lot of really cool stuff under the hood. They're working on a CLI client for Hive. Ola, which she did a presentation on HiveFest, and she's part of the group. She presented the what they've been doing, and I guess their main focus has been optimization. And she was like running a whole node on a Raspberry Pi that was on her chain, kind of like Flavor
Like
Flav.
a, mhm, yeah, like
So I
a,
know. Yeah, so they're doing stuff that, in my opinion, is really cool. But if you're a nerd, meaning that for the average
mhm,
user, that it's just, oh, look, another GitHub repo. Who cares? And I'm not
mhm,
putting it down. Obviously, I saw it, you saw it, and we're like, oh man, that's crazy potential. So I haven't tagged the guy, but I should, and I will. Maybe when we post this, we can tag him
mhm.
and thank him for the libraries, because the Hive components, the feed,
Okay.
the avatar, the Hive witness, that's all his code.
Oh,
All
okay.
his code. I
So
didn't redo it from scratch. There was no
so
need.
you took it from one of their GitHubs or
Yeah,
their
but it's not
GitLab.
even it's not even it's even easier, because
Mhm,
they're already hosting it. So all you
mhm,
have to do, you can think of it like this: you just have to, in when you set up your page, you have to import those libraries. You can think of it like that,
mhm,
and then just use them
mhm,
because it's a JavaScript um, code. So you import the JavaScript libraries, their functions and whatever. I don't even know what it's doing in the background. I don't care. And then once you have that imported, then inline, it's literally like HTML. You put
mhm,
like a blog feed, like an HTML, then the blog name, boom, and that's it, and it renders everything for you. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I when I saw this maybe 6 7 months ago. It was Mangao who pointed it out. It's like, man, this is really cool. And I did really think about doing it for myself, because Cordova's Guitars has a presence website, which obviously now
mhm,
I'm going to move. So when the renewal comes, I'm not going to renew it because now we have
mhm,
my own page. But I was like, oh yeah, I could grab this components, put them there, and then just load Hive, and it works uh, without a server. which is something else that is pretty cool. Because what do I mean by that? Um, if I was to host this on a static website, like let's say I was
Hmm.
to host it on GitHub, it would still work because it would load these JavaScript libraries and it would work. I wouldn't have to run a node, an instance of node myself, and
Hmm.
do an npm install Hive components or something like that. It's nothing like that. It's way simpler to use. Um, so it's very very cool. And now, now again, shout out to that guy. It's Mr. something, Mr. like XYZ. It's a crazy name. I can't remember. Uh, but the other thing that I've been doing, which I think it could be potentially the route to go, is adding e-commerce to my own page.
Hmm.
And right now it's on an MVP level, which means that
Yeah,
well, yeah, you can just sell
you
stuff.
only receive the transfer, but all the rest you have to fulfill the
Yeah,
order.
yourself. Yeah.
Hmm. Yourself.
You have to fulfill yourself. So you're just gonna get a memo with the money, and then you have to, oh, okay, this account send it to me. If you were to do a full e-commerce website, you would need order tracking. You
Order
know,
tracking. Hmm.
uh, you would need to be able to block certain IPs because obviously you don't want your website to be going to grow arms and legs if you begin to do it.
Hmm.
So for now, it's just an MVP. But one of the things that I think we can add somewhat easily, and this is, a, I think, could be a really interesting companion app, if you will, is add a backend bot type thing that you can run. Anybody could run it, and
Hmm.
so that you can display custom JSONs that are happening through the e-commerce site. And you would say, what would I want that for? Um, I'm in my head, it could work like this. If you have a restaurant, right? Let's say, and you have a restaurant, and you want to have people scan the menu, and it goes
Hmm.
to your own page. So let's say Eddie opens Eddie's Tacos, Eddie's Tacos dot snappy.io. Eventually, by the way, you
Hmm.
can. I don't know if you mentioned this, but you can have a custom domain if you want.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, so if somebody was to say, "Hey, I want a custom domain," they would have to get in contact with you or me, and then we would set
Hmm.
them up. They would have to own the domain, buy the
Um,
domain. We don't sell domains, but we would have to set it up on the server. But it's completely doable. But
hmm.
let's say you do Eddie's Tacos, right? And then they scan the thing, and then there's like 15 menu items that show up, and then you have obviously sodas, you have all this stuff, and you want people to be able to scan to add their to their cart what they're going to order, five chicken
Hmm.
tacos and I don't know something blah blah blah, and then pay. This could create a custom JSON on Hive that another app could display of Eddie's tacos, and then that could be, let's say, on the screen in the kitchen, and all of a sudden they go like,
Okay.
or an order came in, this is all the stuff that they want, and then they go ahead and prepare it because it's ready. And then once they finish, they can, okay, completed. They click another button, it's completed, and then the custom JSON gets updated to so it can have statuses, ordered, paid, completed, or something like
Okay.
that. That wouldn't
Hmm.
be too hard to do. I think we could implement it in a couple of days. So I don't know if there's demand for something like that, but I think it could be cool for any restaurant that wanted their own page and order like that, or even delivery, right?
Hmm.
It could also be
Yeah.
for delivery. That could be
Yeah.
cool.
Lots of uses. And yeah, and I sent you also something else that I did. Is I recorded a video and sent you some feedback uh,
Yeah,
about it, about the site. There, and I think you have also received lots of feedback from other users
yeah,
that they have given you good feedback too.
yeah. Um we posted this. Speaking of feedback, because I guess I'm going to take on a tangent because I love feedback. But I posted this on my account. the my own page, obviously
Hmm.
giving credit to Mantequilla because it's all done being done under the Mantequilla umbrella. But we posted also this week about our Claude cheat sheet. Didn't we post it this week?
Yes, it was last Monday.
Last Monday. So
Hmm.
you want what? Why don't you say it on a video? What is this? What is the goal? Why are we doing this? And I honestly,
Well,
I'm so happy
mhm,
that post was very successful. Yeah,
yeah, it was for to get $80 in these high prices. It's a lot. It's a
it's
lot
insane.
of, and it will be a lot of hype powered up to the Mantequilla account. So the goal is, so when developers are using cloud code to develop, and sometimes they have, well, because I've done this from scratch, you have to give a lot of context to cloud to cloud code in order for cloud to do the hard things right. So what this does, this is a skill that enables cloud to have all, I don't know if it's the best way to say it, but have all the context and all the endpoints and what to do and what, how to do. It's like a, like you're giving cloud the all the information needed to build Hive apps more easy. And that way you save a bunch of time, and
Money.
you save a bunch of tokens too. Yeah. So they
Yeah,
have like, it's like you're giving the chef not only the ingredients but the step by step of how to build your favorite meal instead of them trying to figure it out by themselves. This maybe something
there's
like
a
that.
there's a lot of repeat work that happens on
Hmm.
Hive, sadly, and it's because people, yeah, obviously people want to build what they want to build, and that's fine.
Hmm.
But there's probably somebody out there who already made what you made. It would it not be better
Hmm.
if there's a better way to collaborate? You know, maybe
Hmm.
you're somebody who has been doing a lot of scraping. You know, in the case, for example, Matt working with the scrapers for Twitter and what have you for Web2 scrapers, and then I have this idea that requires scrapers too. But spending 4 or 5 days trying to figure out how to make scrapers from scratch on top
Hmm.
of Hive without getting flagged by the servers of the Web2 websites. Um, could be you could save yourself all that headache if you use this Claude skill because it's already has that information. Shout out to
Hmm.
Matt because he contributed to that on the skill, and also we had another contribution from the
From Echo.
Mithril, yeah, from Echo from Mithril. He's from the Mithril team, uh, and his contribution is more to do with Hive Engine. Hive Engine is for those who are watching this that are watching on YouTube. Hive is a layer one token. Hive Engine is a layer two token built on top of Hive. You know, so like there's a bunch of
Hmm.
points there from communities. You know, like the most used one is probably going to be B, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, but but you have proof of brain. You have Leo token is also a layer two. There's a bunch of them there,
And
and
the Splinterlands tokens too are there.
Hinterlands. Actually, yeah,
Hmm.
that's probably the most important one. Now
Yeah.
that I think, of it.
Yeah,
So
those are the ones with the most volume, the Splinter ones, the ones from Splinterlands. Hmm.
yeah, so I've never messed with the Hive engine. I if I was to one day attempt to do it, it would probably take many days. But now I have that as part of the collection of the skill. So I now I feel like I could. Now I
Hmm.
don't have an idea for for Hive engine myself. But
And also shout out to Asgard from Pick the Team because he's also shared how his workflow not only for cloud but for open code and using
oh
other
yeah,
language models like Codex. And he also shared, and maybe we can add that to the skills later because the one that we shared is more for Hive, right? Which is
yeah,
like the old way, maybe I could say, or the legacy way of getting information. But now we also have, and we also have Wax, the Wax library.
yeah,
So he shared about that, and I think also Enrique has been building something related to Wax for the skills because Wax is also faster in some cases. But the thing about Hive is that some data you can get it from here, some data you can get it from there. So well, that's what I've tried when I before having this skill. I was trying to get some data, and there are better ways to get, depending on the type of data that you want to get. If you want to get delegations, if you want to get payouts, if you want to get beneficiary rewards, if you want to get post rewards, if you want to get, I don't know, witness votes or proxies from witnesses. There are a bunch of there are different types of data. So, and there are different endpoints.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the other day when I was messing with delegations, I ended up using, and I think I added this already to the skills because it was like a
Hmm.
cool little secret. I cannot for the life of me use legacy APIs to get delegation information that I wanted for my own page. Because on my own page right now,
Hmm.
when you log in, there's like four categories of users.
Hmm.
Depending on how much you delegate, and I could, for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out. I could do it the other way around. I could look at an account and see who delegated to, but I couldn't
Okay.
look into the account and see who delegated to it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and sweeping all the accounts was just like that's not doable. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, okay, who are you delegating to everybody who has a page? It makes no sense. Also, and I would have to
Hmm.
do it to only the people who have created a page. And somebody could delegate and not make a page. That's possible as well.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So I found some SNC API, public APIs that do this, and so I put it also in the master skill because I think that's very valuable. So with one API call, you can get all the info you need.
Yeah.
That was a lucky break, really, because I was maybe 2 hours trying to figure this out, and I think I said it on the last meeting, but in case I didn't, I contributed, and I'm pretty proud of this myself. I have to say, I contributed to the SNC's code about 2 weeks
Hmm.
ago, so they can
Yeah.
integrate the new video system, and they're already doing testing, by the way. But we'll talk about
Okay.
that in a second. And so I have their latest code on my computer. So I was like, oh, hold on, let me see if I can find. That's
Hmm.
another beauty about using AI. Let's see if I can find. Let me spike the code and how they pull delegations because they have a wallet page. They have a very complete wallet. Um,
Yeah.
and
Very
then I found
complete.
these really, really unusual API endpoints. And what is this? And I put it on the browser, and sure enough, public APIs, and it gives you all the info you need. So it's like boom, yeah. And so that's
Hmm.
how I did it. Uh, I'm going to assume the guys from SNC are not going to mind that I put that in skill. I don't think so. I mean,
No, I don't
why
think
would
so.
they make it public then? Why would they make it
Yeah.
public?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And another thing that we also advanced this week in the is that we now have a new curation panel. Well, this is internal, but I was working with giving some feedback to Fox because he's the one building it. And the curation panel, I can now watch the videos, and I can. I used to have an old curation panel that is still active there, but it had the old player, which is going to be discontinued. And now we have in this new curation panel, we have the new player, the Snappy player, the normal one that PigD, SNC, and Hive.blog has. And now I can I can see if a video was published or not, because also this week we were having an issue with some videos not being posted to the chain. They were posted to TreeSpeak but not to the chain. And
oh yeah.
I think I think we have fixed that, but today I found a couple of videos. There are many reasons why a video cannot be posted to the chain. One is, for example, if the account doesn't have enough RCs, the video is not posted. It cannot be posted to the chain. It is posted to TreeSpeak, but it cannot be posted to the chain. So I think an optimization that we can do in that front is that we can have a bot that auto delegates RCs to the. But well, we have to think what we're gonna do that, because we are actually thinking about changing the whole flow of how videos are published and not depend on the legacy way anymore. But well, that's an option, and have a bot that delegates RCs to the when the person doesn't have. We in FreeSpeak we used to have that before the RCs delegation existed, and the FreeSpeak account will delegate some Hive power to the account,
So,
and there's
yeah.
even There's even in the database a thing called a field called low RC. So and you set to true or false. But
I,
anyway, we mhm,
no, I hear you, but like you said, if we're going to move away from this, because
mhm,
also today at Tibbs, before he went to go have his pizza, he was showing me something that he's trying to do
mhm.
with the legacy upload system, so that the titles of the videos can be more legible. Which I guess
That's
I guess
mhm,
I understand why, because more human readable titles, readable links make sense. You
mhm.
know, you're gonna remember it,
The
uh,
URL. Mhm,
the URL. But I think for now
mhm,
it's not worth doing, because I'll tell you why. Because if we move away from the legacy system, which is the plan, then this is gonna just be dead code. And already the new
mhm.
system, the one that already can take custom,
Embed video. Okay.
and yeah. So I told Tibbs, that because he was struggling with it this morning. He hasn't been able to find the bug, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's worth putting more time into it, because we are going to move away from it. There's a few reasons why we're moving away. Uh, like what you were saying, Eddie, is 100% correct. There's a complexity of an account uploading something and maybe not having enough RCs. But
Mhm,
something else that we found, which is I don't know what's going on, and I don't think there's been a new change. I know for a fact there hasn't been a change lately
mhm,
on the Hive core team, that the Hive core team has done. Because right now it seems like the API nodes are doing rate limiting in a way that they weren't doing before.
mhm.
So when you showed me that there wasn't posting, we checked it out, and I was doing some experiments. Of course, I ran the scripts manually to see what it would spit out, and we found code number 429. So it was a rate
Or yeah. Mhm,
429. So
mhm,
it's literally the API node saying too many requests, come back later.
mhm,
And but there was a bug there in the logic that you corrected, right?
mhm.
That when it would find that mistake, it would mark the publishing as failed, and then it wouldn't.
Polish failed true as true, and then the video will stay there forever.
Yeah, yeah. So now
Unless
you,
we
you
manually change it on the database. Mhm,
yeah, we had to manually change it on the database, so the script would pick it up 5 minutes later, and then hopefully it will go through.
mhm,
But you corrected this already, so now the logic doesn't do that. The logic doesn't mark it as failed if it's a rate limiting issue, so that it
mhm.
can retry the next 5 minute job, because it's on a. This is the way it was done in
Okay.
Legacy, by the way. So if somebody's going to criticize the design, the way that it worked in Legacy is you would create a post, it would get put into the database with all the information, and then there would be scripts that would run every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 50 minutes to do different stuff. So one of the scripts that runs every 5 minutes is it's a publish script that looks for videos that are ready to be published, that have all the needed information, that haven't failed the publishing before,
Mhm,
and that are marked as published now, because it could also be a video that's ready but is scheduled. And then
mhm,
if it has those conditions, then it posts using the post authorization that the Hive
mhm,
that Hive can allow you to do to another account. So if you the legacy way, if you wanted to use 3Speak, you had to give 3Speak the account, 3Speak account,
mhm.
posting authority, right?
Yeah.
And then that account would post for you using using that authority. Um, that also deterred some people from using it, because they're like, I don't want to give my posting authority to anybody. I don't want to do it.
Mhm,
So now we don't do that. Now we're not going to do that. Basically,
mhm,
you are going to be doing the posting yourself through the simpler system. As soon as you're done uploading, you can post. That's the idea. And
mhm.
what we would have to do here, and I'm glad we're discussing it now, so I don't forget, and you don't allow me, is have checks so that somebody cannot begin to upload if their RCs are low.
Yeah. Mhm,
Yeah, because if I have a brand new account, right,
mhm,
and I upload 2 videos today, right, and
mhm.
I want to upload the third one, it's probably not going to let me, because that's already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna waste
The
storage. And
the storage and maybe the mobile data of the person if they are using. data,
Oh yeah,
mobile data. Hmm.
yeah. So in the new flow, this is something we should put in issues on GitHub so we don't forget.
Hmm.
Uh, it should check for RCs to see if they have enough before
Hmm.
the 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 upload button is enabled.
Yeah.
That's how it should work. Another reason why we haven't switched, and of course Eddie and I have been discussing this for a while, is because we have, and has it is the idea still. We don't want to move away from that 100%. But it's like we have a lot of community encoders running,
Hmm.
and in the new system, in order for you to be able to participate as an encoder, you would have to have a public IP. That means that I have to be able to access your server 24/7, and with
Hmm.
and then you have to, you have to have a domain, maybe not, but you have to have a public IP. I have to be able to access it. So you can't run this way. You cannot run a node behind your router. You would have to have a public IP. Now there's ways around it, and one of the things that I think I'm just going to end up doing is having a tiered system to where priority nodes are the ones with public IPs, and then non-priority nodes for smaller jobs and less jobs, obviously.
Hmm.
I'm probably going to do polling, very much like we're doing now. Um, and then we're also going to have categories for nodes. So there might be a category for uh, high-end nodes with GPUs have public IPs. That might be a premier node. Then we might have what I would say just an average node, medium tier, which might be actually our VPSs currently because we don't have anything with a GPU. And then I would say the light nodes and community nodes, which would be in charge of doing small videos. But when I say small, I mean small, like nothing over 200 megabytes ever.
Hmm.
And which goes to another conversation that I maybe we can have now. It's a little philosophical about the subject, but it's okay. The conversation of centralization versus decentralization, because Enrique was talking about this too in our chat. Is there a way to make a really good system that is 100% decentralized? Maybe not,
I
right?
don't. No, maybe not. No. It's it's tough because decentralization is not something black or white. It's a scale of gray. It's not something that you have completely or you don't have it at all. It depends a lot. And also another thing is that with this system, putting the nodes as beneficiary is not going to be possible because the encoding is going to be after they hit publish.
That's the other thing. I mean, obviously, we would end
Hmm.
up setting up 11%. I mean, or oh no, just 10% is fine to a three speak fund, and then the
Hmm.
reports would be the only payouts for the nodes, which
Hmm.
might turn some people off. They might be like, I don't want that. Then it's not good enough
Hmm.
for me. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think the reason why we are moving this way is because of user experience. It's not
Yeah.
an attempt to regress. It's an attempt to make things better. The way that we're currently doing is working okay,
Hmm.
but every now and then we get something crazy. Didn't you tell me there was like a video stuck for a day?
Yeah, for 35 hours. And it was not
Insane.
a heavy video. It's just because I was busy and I didn't check the monitor on time because I check it daily or almost daily. And I found that it was stuck in one node. And then I said, well, I have to go to the ready.freespeak.tv and rescue that video.
But what is interesting about it is that the raw file, the job was not deleted.
Ah, no.
Yeah, because normally it gets deleted after 6 hours, unless it was uploaded to Legacy. Was it uploaded to
Mm,
Legacy?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because in the
Maybe.
new system, after 6 hours, the raw file gets deleted.
Not
So
the. Mhm. Well, the video was already on one of the notes, but the video has started the encoding, but it got stuck in a part of it. Also, we had someone uploading over 5 5.4 gigabyte video. that it took my note like almost an hour to complete. But it's not that bad for 5 gigabytes. It's not that bad.
No,
Imagine
not bad at all.
in the
But
past how it wouldn't have never been posted at all.
yeah, but that is what I call an IPFS terrorist right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Uh, but anyways, one of the things that we also need to discuss, and then obviously that's not that we're making a decision on this video, is doing the VIP tiers and what have you that we've been discussing.
Hmm.
Some people have said, and I hear them, that one of the reasons why they cannot quit YouTube is because YouTube allows 4K, and they're like, oh, I want 4K.
Hmm.
Video storage is expensive. So if we
Yeah.
were to open the floodgates to everybody upload 4K, it would get really expensive really, really fast. I don't even know what the average size per minute of video is on 4K. Do you know?
Hmm. No, not really. No, and plus the encoding will also
Plus
take
the
more time.
encoding and all that stuff, it would be crazy. So what we
Hmm.
are discussing, and this is something that it's going to roll out very soon. We are discussing doing tiered accounts. So there will be like a membership that people can pay. Uh, at the moment, we're discussing making it $10 at least initially, and that would allow you to be able to do videos with higher resolutions.
Hmm.
But maybe if you want 4K, maybe we do 15 HBD a month,
Hmm.
and then you also get 4K on all your videos. Granted,
Yeah.
you have to have a upload a video that is 4K, because that's the other
Yeah.
thing that I think some people don't understand. If I have a video that is 720, that's a maximum resolution.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what my encoder does. I cannot make it look better. I can there's software that does AI and enhancements, which is basically
Yeah.
but that's not the
Nvidia
same thing.
just
That's not encoding.
Nvidia just released something that, but they were making a lot of memes because it looked like an AI filter. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
the memes about. I think it's DDLC 5 or something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but they were
yeah.
making a bunch of memes about it that like changing the faces of people and making them more strong. And but it kind of looks like AI flop a little bit.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Oh, you have to send me a link. I haven't seen it yet.
Uh,
But we're thinking about doing again is kind of like having tiers, and so Free Speak in the near future is always going to remain free. There's going to be a
mhm.
free tier, a freemium model,
Yeah.
but it's only going to be 420 videos. That's kind of the
Yeah.
plan. And
480.
I
Yeah.
think 480, and I think I
Mhm.
said 420, 480, and and I think the plan is to have maybe 1 gigabyte limit or the freemium model.
Yeah.
Now that
Hmm.
that being said, and because I want people to not be like, oh, that's BS. You can have 2 hours of video
Hmm.
if you do the encoding. 2 hours, 3 hours of video for 80, no problem.
Hmm.
And how do I know? Because we've done it. So
Hmm.
we when we do these recordings, we encode them. They get encoded to 480 because that's all you need. Really, it's a conversation. It's not that we're
Hmm.
showing you how to assemble a watch. But and these recordings are never what, like 50 megabytes, 60 megabytes for an hour at 480.
Yeah, more or less. When they are, yes, after then going into 480. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So imagine a 480. If I was to do, I could do a one of our users that does the longest videos is he goes by
Hmm.
MES. It's like a mathematician.
Hmm.
When his are 300 megabytes and they're like 3 hours long, 4 hours long.
Hmm.
Once they get encoded to 480. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, so the idea would be everybody would be on the freemium model by default, and they would be paying beneficiaries to 3Speak, so the 3Speak Fund, all their posts, all their videos. Then on the first tier, which we'll call it members, that would be maybe $10 a month, and then you don't pay beneficiaries. That's the other advantage. And then your
Hmm.
videos get encoded to maybe 720 or 1080. I'm not sure about that. We have to discuss how that would be. Maybe 1080, and then
Hmm.
we can have a VIP member, which is if you are somebody who's doing really high quality video and you need that because of the type of footage that you're using. Maybe that'll be $12 a month or $13 a month, something like that. Again, you don't pay beneficiaries, and you get all the way up to 4K. So that could be something
Hmm.
we could explore. Obviously, we're gonna start off with the middle tier, um, because that's requires less building, less modifications on the encoders. The encoders already do this. For the 4K, we would have to modify the encoder as well. Uh,
Hmm.
but the other thing we have to do, and then again, I haven't done it yet, is do a different load distribution for the new system. Because if we do this right, and this is key, paying customers would have encoding priority,
Hmm.
and that just makes sense. Like if you pay 10 HBD a month, you shouldn't have to wait an hour for your video to be encoded. So
Hmm.
that's the other kind of element of the equation that we haven't really figured out yet. Like we haven't really, I haven't figured out the logic of how to make that happen without changing everything. but uh,
Hmm.
maybe soon. Maybe Tip Fox also will help me brainstorm the idea.
Yeah. And
Um,
another shout out to Ade Solje, because he made a very cool evolution of the breakaway communities now called
oh yeah,
Sovereign Niche. Is that how you pronounce it? And
yeah. It's
something that
like
I also
sovereignty and niche. So
uh,
sovereign niche, something like that.
Sovereign Niche,
Kind of,
yeah,
it's a mouthful.
yeah. Something that I also did this week is I think I didn't tell you, but I made a feedback video for him, checking all the website and sharing all the feedback that I had. And he actually implemented a bunch of the feedback. I have to check again to see what's missing and what else. And it's very cool. The This way you have to have your own domain, but maybe we can also help him set it up some way that they can have like a subdomain the same way that we have on my own page, so they don't have to buy a domain, a separate domain. I mean, but the thing is that I already following the instructions that he gave me, and he gave me access to one of the setup page. Uh, I already put aliento.blog on that platform. So it's something very cool. And one of the first things that I noticed that now the favicon, the small icon that we always see on the browser, and it now has the Aliento logo instead of the Sovereignage logo. So that's
Oh, nice.
something. Mhm.
So, do you know, is it a multi-tenant, or like one node instance running a bunch of different communities? It's a multi-tenant node instance, or does it running
Yeah,
one node instance per community? Do you know?
you connect it to the node, to a server that Ade is running.
Okay, okay.
So
So it's
uh
probably multi-tenant then. Yeah, 'cause that would.
yeah.
Yeah, that project is awesome. I gave him my, props for it. I told him that I thought it was amazing because not
Hmm.
only do you have what I believe is the best breakaway community currently out there,
Hmm.
but also you have the ability to use different wallets from different blockchains with your keychain, which is insane. You can
Yeah.
have Solana, you
Hmm.
can have USDT, Polygon, you can have a bunch of stuff. I am a bit of a Hive maxi. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I had a little bit of Solana, so I did some testing, and it
Hmm.
works great. I really don't know exactly how it works. I have to look under the hood, but that's pretty
Hmm.
awesome. Very impressive. And one of the things that Matt was thinking about, and I concur that it could be great, is having different crypto communities come over to Hive and create or breakaway communities based on around their crypto. So like let's say tomorrow, so
Hmm.
some Solana community could come in and do their own breakaway communities on Hive, and then
Hmm.
have a tipping system, so where they can make some Hive and they can also make a little bit of Solana when the posts are good, et cetera, et cetera. And that could be
Hmm.
some awesome synergy happening there. And 90% of the thing is already built. So I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It's very cool. And earlier this morning he sent me he sent me a message, and there are things that I still need to test. But I won't say it here because I don't want to spoil it. He might make a blog himself about it. but
Yeah.
it's getting there. And what else? What else we did this week?
Well, the other thing that we've been doing
Mhm,
and
mhm.
is the Web2 sharing. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah, so we did that already for three
For the
speak
normal videos,
for
for
the
the
normal
normal
video.
videos on FreeSpeak, because before when you were sharing your link of FreeSpeak in on Twitter, for example, it only showed like the normal FreeSpeak uh, thumbnail or preview, like a cover image, and now it shows the actual image and the title and part of the description if you're sharing on Telegram, for example. We still have to do that for shorts because
Yeah.
shorts are comments, so we still have to figure out how to do it for shorts. And I think you did it for Snappy too,
Yeah,
for the
I
Snappy
finished
links.
today. I started yesterday, and I finished on Snappy IO. Because
Uh,
some people have told me that they want to share from the app. They want to send a link to somebody else, and it already sends you a
mhm.
link, even though the app is a native app. It already sends you the link from Snappy IO, so somebody that doesn't have the app can still see the post,
Okay.
which obviously makes sense. But it wouldn't show a preview now, which would be disappointing for people because they'll just see like a link with what are you sending me? So I think part of making Snappy IO more Web two friendly is doing that. More so
Mhm,
because all these social media applications have crawlers. So when you share a
mhm,
link, they do a preview. Discord does it. Facebook does it.
mhm.
Twitter does it. So I'm not sure if when you do a post on YouTube, it does. Maybe I'm not sure.
When
Haven't
you
tested it.
when you share a YouTube video on WhatsApp, for example, yeah, most of the time you can
Yeah, it
see
does,
the
right?
cover image.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes you
So
have to, when you do it on WhatsApp, for example, you have to wait a little bit for the image or the data to load before you click enter. But yeah, it definitely shows you a preview.
Oh, you're right. You're right. On WhatsApp,
Mhm,
it works sometimes, but it's mostly
mhm.
because the crawler takes a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm,
so yeah. So that's kind of done on Snappy. Uh, Two more things, and then with this, I guess we can kill the Hangout. Um, I am My brother and I started working on a wallet, and right now it's an Ethereum slash USDT wallet. It's got Polygon. It's got a few more things. We're going to be calling
mhm,
it the Butter Wallet. It's a private repo, but I think this week I'm going to make it public because it's already getting decent enough. Um, and so I've been working on that. And one of the tricks that we are attempting to do with this wallet so that it gets approved by the stores easily is we're trying to use a proven SDK so that um, the App Store will not ask us too many questions about the implementation and safety and all that stuff. It'll be like, yeah, this is
mhm,
exactly the same SDK, the same packages that Trust Wallet uses. It's just that we have the
mhm.
addition of having Hive in it, which in
Okay.
theory would make it easier to get approved. So that's one thing that's going on there.
Mhm.
And regarding Snappy, another announcement on that. The update for Snappy iOS is already out since yesterday. If you have
I got an
Snappy,
email about that. Ah.
yeah, if you have Snappy and you haven't updated, you should. This should take care of some of the issues of thumbnails not showing up, and also if the image server for 3Speak, not for 3Speak, I'm sorry, for Images Hive blog goes down, it should it should still work because
Mhm,
now it has the 3Speak fallback, and yeah, so now it's a lot more resilient. Same thing for the nodes. If the nodes goes down, now it's automatically going to do the switching and all this stuff. There's
mhm.
maybe two or three more pull request that I have to get my brother to approve to have multi accounts, but it's coming. I'm working on it, but that'll be another month before iOS sees an update. Maybe in Android in a couple of weeks, but another month at least. So if you're an iOS user and you want multi accounts, you gotta be a little more patient.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. And your mouth is upside down, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
upside down for some reason.
All right, Eddie. So
Yeah.
anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
I think that's it for this week, and we we'll keep testing. We'll keep. One final thing is that For project management, we are using GitHub issues more, but on GitHub there's a place where you can create projects, and in those projects you can keep track of the issues more easily instead of having to keep track on a Google Sheet or outside. And even it has Kanban boards and all that stuff from project
Yeah,
management. So we're starting to use that more.
but it's a public thing. Anybody can see it, right?
And I think the project is private by default. I haven't seen the option. I think you can make it public, but I'm still learning a lot about that. So
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
Deepak sent me a video that I have to watch. I still have to watch for Scrum methodologies, and that's
Mhm.
something that I will watch too. Mhm.
Awesome. I need to learn that myself.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So if you listen all the way through, again, thanks to everybody who's supporting what we're doing here with Mantequilla. Thanks to everybody that left some positive comments on our Claude skills. I hope this inspires more people to create on Hive. And if you have things you want to contribute to it, by all means, we welcome
Mhm.
contributions. We're not the type of person that does any kind of gatekeeping on knowledge. Quite the
Mhm.
opposite. And that's it. That's it for me. All right, guys.
Bye bye.